Hey, this is Johnny Young Bosch, and you're watching Brian Awesome.
Because we did that great study in China, so we know where we can go and get. And so what they did was there was this one guy that would come in that was definitely odd, and he was that type of guy where when you're in Germany, and he was Germany, he went everywhere in between, all in Europe stationed, and he said that it was an interesting thing. I like this ideology that he has, but I don't think it applies necessarily to the entertainment industry in the sense that everything is, as you know, everything's so malleable. Everything moves on the day of, day before. It's such a mercurial industry.
It's a very fluid industry.
But he said he comes from an armed forces background where he's very exacting. Very exact. So he's like,
to keep with the regiment.
He goes, if I'm a sniper and I'm shooting at something that's just a millimeter off, well, that's fine if it's between here and here. Well, here in 50 feet, okay, it's still good. Here in 50 yards, that millimeter is now 5 millimeters. Here in 100 yards, that 5 millimeters is now 15 millimeters. He goes, so that's why he's so exact. And I'm like, bro, it's a Disney audiobook. I think we're okay.
Yeah, it's nobody,
yeah.
You know, if it's not exact, you know,
I think
the nation of Estonia is not going to die.
This wasn't exact. Time to kill you. Minnie, bring me my saw device. Gosh, blood.
Okay, this one we see every once in a while. Okay, been speaking with our finance guy, and I just wanted to let you know in advance that we need to reduce the budget for this project. All right, fine. What do you want to cut off the project to meet the new budget? We have to actually cut something? No, is there a way for you to do everything without the budget we agreed to?
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the finish on that story? What happened after that?
I was going to say, I believe the phrase was, fuck no? I believe that was the technical term I used.
Here's what's funny about that, for me. Here's what I am bewildered by. So again, this industry is very fluid and very mercurial, and it exists in a lot of different forms and fashions, and projects have an amazing amount of different budgets and budget types, and for different VO needs. Mm-hmm. One thing that I don't understand is that in a business that has so many layers, such as this, where there's a client, there's you, there's talent, there's writers, there's engineers, all that kind of stuff involved studios, they think that you can go in and just like take little ingredients out in bits and pieces. But you know the one place that you never cut corners in ingredients and you never cut corners in the directions that are set is any cake box. Yeah. When you look at the back of a cake box, your anxiety goes through the roof when you're like, oh shit, it says 6 eggs, we got 5. Yeah. When you put that thing in the oven, if it says it needs to stay in here for an hour, you don't take it out a second sooner. For a cake! But for this, they're like, hey Greg, listen. So I always say, just be like the cake box. This is how many eggs it takes. This is how long it needs to stay in the oven. Listen to the cake. Don't sit here and try to change it afterwards. It ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? So, be the cake.
I have to say, just from my experience with NASA and the shuttle program, those guys would engineer some of the most amazing stuff in the world, and they were great in any kind of situation. They did not fuck with cake instructions.
Yeah, exactly. You listen to the cake. So if you take anything away from this weekend besides, cool things from Artist Alley or signatures from Greg or myself, listen to the cake.
The cake,
the cake was a lie years ago. The cake's not a lie now. Cake can evolve.
As my waistline will attest, the cake was not a lie.
Yeah, what's that? Oh, what if the cake's made of dehydrated booth? Well, then you better not eat the whole thing in one sitting. You wake up, you're like, Tijuana? How the hell did I get here?
I was gonna say, don't only do like 2 lines.
Yeah.
Anything more than that, I guarantee you're waking up in Tijuana missing the kid.
That's right.
I love this meme based on that particular story. Be available for freelance work. What's your budget? You have a budget, right? Okay. Sometimes you get the educational voiceover work.
Oh, God.
And or pharmaceuticals or things like that, and they like to throw big words at you. So, in this particular quote, what try?
No, I'm waiting for you.
Our earliest ancestry included Auroran to Genesis, Ardipithecus, Australopithecus africanus, and its members, colloquially known as Australopithecines, or Australopiths, and Australopithecus, which I'm probably mispronouncing. And my response after like the 5th take was pretty much that fish.
That makes sense, yeah.
Magical!
Okay, we get this a lot. Hey, you're not at all what I expected. This is not what I expected you to look like. And, sometimes, and this has happened to me, somebody's on mute. I actually thought he was, he sounded like he was more handsome than he really is.
Listen, here's the deal with that, Greg. I gotta jump in here and say, how many people don't like s'mores? Okay, so Greg, let this be a lesson to you. S'mores are one of the most amazing desserts on this planet, and there are still motherfuckers in here who don't like s'mores. Okay, so you can't be s'mores. You're not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. S'mores are not for everybody. But listen to the cake. That's right.
Okay, Memphis Barbecue Festival goer. Natural storyteller, enthusiastic without sounding false, perhaps a very slight. But that is how it was spelled. I, honest to God, think whoever wrote that was having a stroke.
What an interesting.
Yeah.
So we've got this natural storyteller from Hobbiton. No, it's got to be from the Memphis Barbecue Festival. We can't take him if he's from Hobbiton. Sorry, Mr. Frodo. Wow, enthusiastic without sounding false, so not condescending. Perhaps a very slight drawl. Natural storyteller. This is, again, somebody who's probably never been behind the mic, does not understand what the thing called acting is, and they're told they have a deadline.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. A lot of times I find this is like the intern at 3 o'clock who's just like, I hate my job.
Yeah. Let's do it 3:15.
And I'm going to share my hate with the world.
Yeah.
Okay. The direction is what comes into play here. Now, this program is sponsored in part by Skippy Peanut Butter. Be smooth like Skippy. All right, direction. You absolutely, positively must emphasize every P and B in the content. This program is sponsored in part by Skippy Peanut Butter. Be smooth like Skippy. Or actually, Skippy.
Well, you know what's amazing to me is that these organizations, I feel like, don't understand, and it's a simple thing to solve. If you got a company, this is just my idea, it's me thinking outside of the cake box. If you've got a company that you know you're going to be doing a lot of VO for, you can keep fumbling and bumbling and trying to suss your way through it like this, or you say, you know what, we're going to be doing a lot of VO. We need to hire someone to run our VO division that has actually done VO. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you were to run a veterinarian clinic, you would say, we're going to need people that are trained in working with animals. They wouldn't say, let's get someone.
Yeah.
They would say, no, we need someone specializing in working with animals here. We've got to have someone that knows what they're doing with cats, dogs, etc. It's like, it's a no-brainer. It's not even a thought that you would get someone that doesn't know how to work with animals. Yet, with all these companies with VO, but you know what? I've been thinking about this, and I think I've figured out at least one aspect of why this happens again and again. And in part, a lot of it is in tune with why people wake up one day and they go, you know what? I'm ready to go into VO. It's all from a similar cloth that I've been digesting a little bit at a time here, is that voiceover artists and people that work in VO make it look, it's magic. They're magicians. You don't see the hard work behind the VO. You don't see waking up at 6 a.m. to do this and this and this, doing daily auditions, getting rejected. For every job you get, getting rejected 80 times before you get one. Moving to areas where VO is prominent. Knowing what your vocal instrument is capable of. Training in VO, training in acting, studying other voices. Like, you don't see all that. And you're not really meant to. We're not here to, like, voiceover artists are built to entertain, not show you the magic behind the curtain. So the side effect of that is everyone thinks it's the easiest thing in the world, from people that do client copy to people that wake up and go, we've seen it 1,000 times in panels. I'll say this to people that ask me, they're like, I want to get into VO. And I go, what research have you done before you walked in that door, sat down and raised your hand and said that? And they go, none. And I go, man, I wish there was some device. What could it be that could give me access to any of the world's archives about voiceover? I don't know, I'm stumped. And so
there was a webpage that perhaps you might be able to...
Well, but see, the thing about it is, like, in a way, that's an awesome testament to the power of VO in a sense, because when you go to a concert and you see a guitarist or a musician or a singer do these amazing runs or do this amazing guitar solo, they make it look so easy and effortless that you think, shit, I could do that.
Hell.
And so that's the magic of it. And so in a way, the byproduct of it is people think maybe that's the way, that's why it's accessible. That's why everyone loves VO, is because it's made accessible, it's made easy to digest, and therefore a side effect is they think it's easy to do, which is not, they're not trying to belittle the industry, they're just like, they're caught in the spell of the magic of the voiceover, thinking, well, anyone could do that.
Yep.
Is it, you know, does that maybe make sense? Well, I have to say, if you sound like me, though, fuck you, don't do VO. Go do something else. No, you stay away from me. But maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
For me, the draw was the fact that it was something that was incredibly difficult for me. It didn't come that, like, it looked easy for other people, but for me, I was like, wow, I suck at this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is something that was very difficult. And that's what kept bringing me back.
Well, but did you, maybe the problem for you was that you didn't emphasize all the P's and the B's.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Maybe.
I think you're right. Okay. Boy, do I see this one a lot. I know you do too. Okay, we're looking either for a male, 20s to 80s, or a female, but must be age 26. Looking for a hip, cool sound, but with gravitas. Nothing too serious, but someone you'd be willing to buy a kidney from on the street.
I got a guy.
Need an intellectual sound, but must be approachable. Nothing slick, commercial, or still. Rather, we want slick, commercial, and stiff. Alright, read all 6 pages of the copy. Should be a 60-second read. Make it sound natural. Copy is about alternative pipette handling techniques, titrating. I don't even know what the hell those mean. But feel free to improve. Also, if possible, make it sound like it was recorded on an overcast day. I have had somebody say, like, you make it sound like it was a slightly breezy. All right, celebrity references. Marcel Marceau. Who's a frickin' mime. Barry White and Betty Boop.
So that's an example of someone who kept their job for 24 hours.
Either that or one of the writers for Sharknado. I can't.
Hey, listen, there were 6 of them.
There were. Yeah, anytime you think you have a bad idea, just remember, there were a bunch of people who got in a room and said, you know what? Let's have a tornado with sharks in it. They got paid a butt ton of money. All right. Town specs, male, 25 to 35, young and proud. Not an authority, but a companion. Maybe even a storyteller. This spot subtly conveys the strength and reliability of the paper. The voice should be an authority, but not scream strength.
The spot subtly conveys the strength and reliability of the paper. Okay. The voice, well, you're not going to get the gig then, I guess. The voice should be an authority, but not scream strength. Maybe it whispers it.
A quiet shout.
That just sounds like
Ode to strength. Yeah.
Okay, I have had this one. Can you sound taller, perhaps with a little bit more hair?
Now, what change did you make to achieve what they were looking for?
Coming from the Dawes Butler School of voice acting, I actually took my hand and put it on top of my head to pretend like I had hair.
There we go.
And I stood a little bit on my tiptoes.
There we go, yeah. And they're like, that was it. I heard it. I heard it.
Yeah, and it was, yeah, okay. Yeah, I was like, all right, okay, we're good. Because, like, if I get this and I'm recording from home, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. But I was in a booth and there were people actually watching me, so I'm like, okay. Okay, could you do another take just like the last one, but perhaps without as much suckage?
There has been a 50% increase of suckage in 2021 so far in VO. I mean, that's statistically speaking.
Yes, as I say, and I know this weekend it's expected to come out of the north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour.
Yeah.
There is a 15% chance of suckage. The best part for me was this particular one, it was a group read. We didn't know to whom he was speaking. Or if it was all of us. So we're all just like, let's just assume it was all of us. Okay, should 30s, 40s male, Caucasian sounding, with a slightly caring tone. Because remember, we're Caucasians, we don't care. But, in true Caucasian fashion, be heavy-handed with it. Please do 2 takes, one lighter than the other. So I guess one is Caucasian, the other one is albino?
I mean, that's what a book is.
Yeah. March of Dimes. Yeah. Okay, this one. We were looking for a Gentile announcer. The off-screen voice heard throughout the pilot. Vocal direction. It is important that the voice sound like a Gentile voice from present-day TV, such as Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, so on and so forth. The person who wrote this copy is a Hasidic Jew.
Well, listen, when you know what you want, you know what you want.
Exactly. I mean, I saw this and I was like, did I get like, do we mean gentle? Or do we actually, like, are we literally looking for a goyim?
Yeah.
And, we ended up, folks in the studio didn't know, so we actually called the copywriter, who was just like, what exactly are you guys the hell talking about? I said here specifically, I'm looking for a Gentile. Boy. Let's go with it. We're like, all right, plowing ahead. Just want to make sure we were reading what you wanted. Okay, looking for a cross between Angry Direct and a Happy Caring read. So they're basically looking for my mother. No announcers. Comedic timing and gruff. Could be English, African American, male or female. This is what happens when you decide to use Mad Libs to create perspectives.
Well, listen, when you've got a deadline, I mean, you just gotta...
Yeah. All right, chef. Male, 25 to 35, passionate for food. Enthusiastic, real, no accent. Should sound handsome.
No one reads like Gaston, no one eats like Gaston, no one has a little accent like Gaston. I read all of my copy from home.
I took great pleasure in this one because I booked it. And then I took a picture of myself and sent it to them. Fooled you! Not at the time, different client. Alright, please don't submit guys who sound fat. I booked this one too, and yes, I did send. Not only did I send them a picture, I actually went to Kinko's, had a full-size fucking cutout.
What's that sound like?
Okay, spec. Do not. This is the one I was talking about earlier. Do not sound like an announcer. Just a casual conversation with your pal. You know, you're having a nice chat. And this topic always comes up when I'm sitting around having drinks with my friends.
Yeah, always be like the big brother, the best friend, the uncle. Yeah.
Because when you're sitting around, you know, in the course of conversation, you're going to say, introducing the brand new Dodge Durango. Find it at your local Ford dealer today.
And
that's a normal conversation.
Your friends like Greg, that meant a lot to me. I really appreciate you sharing that with me.
Yeah, I mean, it was a deathbed conversation with a friend who was slipping away, and he was just like, I'm dying, you asshole. So I'm driving again.
Yeah.
Okay. So, enough time to read? This was for an app that teaches English. I'm thinking they may have been Scottish.
Enough.
Misa thinks it's time to read.
Oh, now I get it.
That's it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yep, that's the joke. There you go. Okay, I need someone to deliver copy like Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs, George Clooney, who does Budweiser, or Morgan Freeman, who currently does voiceovers for Visa. Just imagine the love child of those three together. You get them. All right. Take it all in.
Every ounce.
Yeah. Narrators should be friendly and jovial. I booked this one, and I was doing this for the Marine Corps. I had two Marines who were actually watching me as I recorded this, who were anything but friendly and jovial. And me trying to be like, what exactly the hell are we doing here? Yeah.
Now, were you, because a lot of times actors we try to be as accommodating as possible when we're in the booth. I mean, afterwards, as a show of good faith, did you say, hey, if you want to give me explosive ordnance disposal, go ahead, just as you know?
I actually, oddly enough, I am qualified to handle it, so I can get it on my own.
Yeah, no, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
EOD.
Yeah. All sorts of fun. That was actually a panel that they rejected for Nekocon.
Oh. Yeah, liability.
Home explosive fun with things you can find around the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting because it's like, as you approach the IED, just remember, if you trip the detonator, you're dead. Starting off today, do you enjoy all 10 of your fingers? Well, guess what? you're not going to leave with them all.
I mean, if you're gonna lose fingers anyway, do you want to be, pissy about it, or do you,
I mean, like after the fact, yeah, hey, I can laugh about it now, but at the time I might be a little irritated.
Wonder when that time is when you can laugh about it. How many hours? Is it a couple days at least, I would think?
Usually for me it's after about 3 or 4 lines of proof.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Particularly cake.
Yeah.
But yeah, this particular cartoon just kind of expresses it. Like, let me get this straight. You want me to brighten up? He eats kittens. Okay. Don't push it too hard.
I mean, it's someone that knows what they want.
I mean, not exactly on brand, but I guess actually, if you have enough brand, you don't have to.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, adult male, no accent. Plain Jane type with a smile. Read it as one thought. Plain Jane and male don't normally come together.
Yeah.
But this was an earlier time. I know, things are a little different now. But yeah, this one was from back in the early double aughts, and I was like, does not compute.
I mean, that's just someone should take that and make Plain Jane Productions, and that be their company. I bet there is that.
I'm sure someone.
That's the good one.
That's right. Write it down.
Almighty Google.
New idea. Okay, looking for the voice of a Nekocon.
Oh yeah, there's Plain Jane Films. Plain Jane Productions, Plain Jane Films, Plain Jane Productions, Plain Jane Productions Limited, Plain Jane Events. It's already.
Oh, that sucks. Do they have a Plain George?
Plain Jane Theater. Let me see if there's Plain George.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't it funny how when you have a question, you can seek the answer in the palm of your mother effing hand. There's Plain Old George Productions.
Damn it!
There's...
People beat you to it, Greg.
That's right. Yep, there is. George Samuel's Plain Old George Production Crew. Now that's a little much.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, kind of.
Okay. Alright, so anyway, we're still looking for the voice of a Nekocon. I think he is the Walmart version of a Transformer. Male voice, comic age.
Is it golden age or
At what age is a comic?
I just want to be a guest at Nekocon 2021, 22.
I was just saying, Nekocons.
Welcome to the con. Greg, come on in, Greg. Your badge is located over the rainbow.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, Nekocon 2022. Let the shenanigans begin. Sorry, man, I'm here all week. Alright, try not to be too technical or use big words. This was for a pharmaceutical. It was a pharmaceutical narration on non-dihydropyridine calcium channel blockers. Okay, couple of things. First off, I'm the actor. I don't write this shit. I'm going to use the words you give me.
Yeah.
Why would you ask me this?
That's a good Wi-Fi password. No one's going to guess that.
Okay, this one, I'm going to mention a company. Make it wet.
Huh. That was one of my first films. Never mind.
Oh, you went that route too? Yeah, the title of mine was She Was Bored, He Was Confused. Okay, please be prepared to sing, take me out to the ball game, answer random questions. It's a voice.
Well-
Yeah, it's what possibly improved.
How would you drive over? Oh, random question. God, I'm not ready for this.
Possibly improved. Shit, you already know I suck. All right. Imagine you were in a jungle alone. How would you speak there? Who the hell am I speaking to?
It worked for Snow White.
All right, you have 60 seconds of copy, and we're needing it to be 30 seconds. You still sound relaxed and leisurely.
So they time this copy. Like when they say 60 seconds, I mean you do have to get it through in 60 seconds. And 60
Usually
seconds.
less.
Yeah, the difference between a 60-second and 30-second copy is universes. I mean it's obviously you can see logically 60 and 30 seconds, but the speed differential is beefy if it's a lot of copy.
Yeah. Sorry, I was like, oh, I can relate to this.
Yeah, they're all done.
Yeah. All right, had a half page of direction and specs. The line. Yes.
Glory be.
That's one of those where like, well, the check is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. By the way, 5 words.
5 words.
And then. I mean, this really is the stuff. I mean, we get this a lot. Really.
Yeah, it was for Toyota. And literally, just, Toyota. You're always moving forward, Literally, that was it.
It is a lot of that copy where it's for stuff like that where they give a huge amount of direction and descriptors and things like that when all they need to say is, just keep it approachable and friendly or whatever and just give us 3 versions. Yeah, stuff like that. Oh, pain.
Yeah. It's great when you have a good director because, you'll have the specs and they'll be like, come here. Scratch all that crap out. This is what I want. Just give me 3 takes like that. Okay. You give them the 3 takes? Cool. You're out. There we go.
Yeah.
This is one of those, art by committee moments. All right. We need a guy next door and a read. And spray a little chrome on a copy.
Witness me.
What's a day? What's a lovely day?
Oh.
All right. A big voice, punchy, non-announcery type. Important sounding voice, plenty of impact. Listy. Reader of list, because I couldn't get that off. Sneaker commercial sounding voice. This is for a freaking child's toy.
Wow. Okay. No thanks.
Yeah. All right. VO has to differentiate from our encounter. That will be more like an Alec Baldwin voice. So not too gravelly or deep. Has anyone ever heard Alec Baldwin? Okay. And literally, here,
Oh my god.
Oh.
We see a late 20-something professional woman standing at a vending machine. It's filled with the usual junk. She systemically pops a quarter in and gets M&Ms. She pops another quarter in and gets Fritos. She pops another quarter in and gets chocolate chip cookies. She pops another quarter in and gets a Snickers bar. She gathers gathers the treats and drops them off in a big office with a sticky note that says congratulations. We cut to her sitting in her office where she's eating Dole pineapple from a can cut to a product shot. Her dialogue is to herself saying, you will get my promotion, you will get my salary, you will get my car allowance, you will get my corner office, you will never get into a size 6. Joel, open a can.
Yep. Okay. Going back to colors. Hey, can you sound a little bit more Paisley?
That's why they pay you the big bucks, sir.
I was just like, you mean like the pattern with the little amoeba things? Okay. What does an amoeba sound like? Read the quiet chat. It must be the caring anger police song.
Yeah.
Alright, we have new direction for this audition. The copywriter asks for a male announcer voice with a more meditative voice. More serious, not so like an announcer, softer, not playful, not too serious, perhaps a bit philosophical. You know, a regular guy.
On that one, Greg, I'm out. I've seen enough. Where are we at? 9:40? How we doing? How you doing?
I was gonna say after a couple of lines of Powder Booth with Cake Booth, I think I'll be doing okay.
Dude, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm out. Ladies and gentlemen, stay with Greg. Go with God, whoever your deity is. I'm gonna pass out and turn into a pumpkin. Greg, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you.
Bye, Todd.
Bye, Todd.
All right, 5 minutes from now, it's going to be on Twitter. He's like, thank God I'm out of prison.
I'll watch.
I never regretted my life choices before, but then I went to that panel. All right, dear talent, please redo this audition following the specs. We have not received any that match the requested big voice. Thank you. For a frickin' sleep aid. All right. We're looking for 2 male talents who can impersonate a turkey. Of course, this could be a non-Spanish speaking talent. So, just imagine Antonio Banderas. God bless Google Image. All right. I'm sorry, what? Oh, you're going to kick me out? Fine. All right, we're gonna do 2 or 3 more and then we're out. All right. Laboratory philosophical versus drawing room philosophical.
Awesome idea, actually.
Yeah. Direction. We need an announcer who make this sound like a fun movie, like they're speaking to a bunch of kids. This was so, every once in a while I get these, and it's like, hey, it's okay, no. Yes, they actually still do trailers for pornos. Yeah, no, I felt like I needed to call an adult.
No.
Speak for yourself. I still play with him. All right. On that note, I know we've gone a little bit over, and hopefully we're not holding anybody up. But I want to thank you all very much for attending. I feel bad for Todd because he didn't quite realize what he was getting into. And he was like, oh, I'm going to show up. And I'm like, are you familiar with what I'm doing here? He's like, oh, yeah, we're going to be doing tongue twisters and stuff. And I'm like, not so much. So, yeah. But anyway, thank you all very much. You guys have a great rest of the weekend. Hopefully, Todd and I will be seeing you guys on the floor or at some of our other panels. Other than that, stay safe. Have a good night. Have a great rest of the